Welcome back to the deep dive where we really try to unpack the stories behind the headlines and sometimes behind the gleaming chrome.
Absolutely.
This deep dive is brought to you by our friends at Bluewater Auto Restoration. It's week 37 of our 2025 series.
Wow, week 37 already.
I know, time flies. And as always, you can find new deep dives hitting your feeds every Saturday morning.
Bright and early.
Today, we're taking a journey, a really fascinating one, I think, into a world where history, passion, and, let's be honest, immense value often collide.
Oh, definitely. High stakes.
We're talking about ethics and authenticity in classic car restoration.
A topic close to my heart.
I bet. So for those of you listening who've maybe dreamt of owning a piece of automotive history, or perhaps you already do, well, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah, or even if you just admire them from afar.
Exactly. We've pulled together some really rich material that helps uncover the complex layers beneath that polished paint and, that roaring engine sound we all love.
It's much more than just shiny metal.
For sure. Our mission today, really, is to unpack the core ethical dilemmas restorers and owners face when bringing a classic car back to life.
Yeah, those dilemmas are real.
What does authentic truly mean in this context? It seems simple, but it's not.
Not at all. It's incredibly nuanced.
And when do modern improvements cross some kind of invisible line, potentially altering history?
That's a huge one. The improvement debate.
And crucially, what are the pitfalls? The outright frauds that can lurk in this high-stakes world, turning that dream into, well, a nightmare.
Which sadly does happen.
We'll also be getting into key terms you hear thrown around, like patina, concours, and provenance.
Yes, provenance.
Which, maybe we should clarify that up front. At its heart, provenance refers to a car's complete documented history, right? Like its historical passport.
Exactly. It verifies its journey through time, who owned it, where it's been, what's been done to it. Crucial for value and authenticity.
Okay, good. So that's the mission.
And it's a critical one. We're going to examine not just the what of these challenges, but the why. Why they matter so profoundly.
Right, to the integrity of automotive history itself.
And of course, to the financial and, frankly, the emotional investment of owners. These cars mean a lot to people.
Immense emotional investment.
It's truly fascinating, to observe how the definition of authenticity itself becomes this kind of moral compass.
A moral compass. I like that.
Yeah, guiding or sometimes misguiding decisions that have really long-lasting implications for the vehicle and, its lineage.
Its whole story.
It's about preserving not just a machine at the end of the day, but a piece of cultural heritage for future generations.
Okay, we've set the stage. Let's really get into the core of this now.
Hmm?
What's the fundamental philosophical clash? The big tension classic car enthusiasts grapple with when they approach a restoration project.
Well, what jumps out immediately from all the material we looked at is this deep tension, this pull between restoration and preservation.
Restoration versus preservation.
And it's more than just words, more than semantics. It's a true philosophical divide, like a fork in the road every owner and restorer eventually faces.
What are the two paths?
Do you aim to turn back the clock completely, try and erase its past, make it showroom new again? Or do you seek to honor the journey a car has already taken, with all its marks of time?
Honoring the journey.
Yeah. And this mirrors similar debates we see in, say, art restoration or historical architecture. Big questions.
Like, do you return an old painting to what you think it looked like originally, even if it means removing layers added later?
Precisely. Do you go back to an idealized original state, wiping away all traces of its life? Or do you honor its journey through time, acknowledging the wear, the fading, the marks that tell its unique story?
Each path carries a different weight of responsibility then.
A different weight towards the artifact's past and its future. Yeah.
That's a fascinating way to put it, honoring the journey. So it's not just about shiny paint, it's almost an existential corporate for the car itself.
In a way, yes.
Okay, let's dive into restoration first, the approach that truly aims to turn back the clock. What's the core goal here? What are they trying to achieve?
The goal with restoration is pretty clear-cut on the surface. It's to return a car to its precise condition when it left the assembly line.
Exactly as it was.
Yeah.
Day one.
Exactly. This involves meticulous, often frame-off disassembly, taking the whole thing apart.
Wow.
And then rebuilding it, strictly adhering to original factory specifications, down to the smallest nut and bolt.
So it's about recreating that new car feel, that day one perfection, even if the car itself is, 50, 60 years old.
Yes. It's a pursuit of a kind of flawless rebirth for the car.
Okay, so within this goal of turning back the clock, the research shows there are fascinating variations. It's not all the same thing.
Right, it's a spectrum even within restoration.
At one extreme end, you have what's known as factory correct or Conker's restoration. Now, this isn't just about making it look new. It's about making it look exactly as it did on day one.
To an almost unbelievable level of detail.
The material suggests that for some models, this might even mean using parts known to fail or historically inferior materials just to remain true to the original manufacturing. Is that right?
That's absolutely right. If the factory used a certain type of hose clamp known to leak, or paint that tended to fade quickly, for true Conker's judging, you might need to replicate that flaw.
Wow. So the term concours itself refers to a competitive showing standard, like Pebble Beach.
Precisely. Prestigious events where judges scrutinize every single detail for historical accuracy, they're looking for absolute perfection according to the original build sheet.
Stories are legendary, right? I once heard of a judge at a top event literally using a dental mirror
Oh yeah.
to check for the correct factory stamp on a bolt hidden deep in the engine bay.
Dental mirror.
Yeah.
That's dedication or, maybe obsession, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
But it perfectly illustrates the almost impossible standards for absolute originality in that world. A misplaced sticker, the wrong finish on a bracket, it can cost you points.
Okay, but not everyone is chasing a trophy on a lawn somewhere. Many people just want to drive their classic car, right? Enjoy it.
Exactly. And for them, a driver quality restoration strikes a different balance. It's a much more common approach, really.
What defines driver quality?
This approach is for cars intended to be used on modern roads. So owners and restorers prioritize safety, reliability, and maybe even performance over that strict period correctness.
Makes sense. You want to be able to stop in traffic.
You definitely want to be able to stop. So this often involves upgrading critical components, better brakes, maybe modern radial tires instead of bias ply, improved suspension, updating old electrical systems to prevent breakdowns or worse, fires.
So the car still looks like a classic, feels like a classic.
Absolutely. It retains the character, but it's built to function reliably and safely in today's driving conditions. It's about enjoyment and practicality, fundamentally.
Got it. And then we get to the arguably most polarizing approach, restomods.
Ah, yes, the restomods.
This is where tradition really meets technology head-on, isn't it? And it sparks some pretty fiery debates among enthusiasts.
Oh, it certainly does. Mention restomod in some circles, and you'd better be ready for an argument.
So what exactly defines a restomod and why is it so controversial for some?
Okay, so a restomod involves the intentional integration of modern technology into a classic car body. It keeps the classic look, but updates the underneath.
Like what kind of updates?
Well, it could be anything from installing a brand new, powerful modern engine and transmission for better performance and fuel efficiency,
Okay.
to adding contemporary comfort features. Think modern air conditioning that actually works, power steering, power brakes, maybe even advanced infotainment systems with touchscreens and navigation.
Right. Creature comforts we expect now.
Exactly. Now, as for the controversy, many purists, the ones dedicated to preservation or factory-correct restoration, view this as, frankly, a defacement of automotive history.
Strong word, defacement.
It is. They argue that it strips the car of its soul, its original character. It transforms it into something entirely new rather than preserving a historical relic.
So it stops being, in their eyes, a historical artifact.
And becomes more of a bespoke, custom creation. High-tech performance wrapped in a classic shell, which, can be amazing to drive, but it's fundamentally different.
Okay, so going back to the full factory-correct restoration,
Yeah.
the ethical considerations there are significant too, aren't they? Even if it seems like the purest approach. If you're chasing that better-than-new ideal, what's the potential downside for authenticity?
The ethical considerations are indeed profound, even in that seemingly pure approach. Critics argue that this risks producing a car that is, let's say, original, rather than truly authentic.
Like an art forgery almost.
That's the analogy some use, yes. By erasing all unique history, all the wear and tear the patina we'll talk about, and bringing it back to an idealized factory state, maybe even better than the factory ever managed,
Right.
you essentially create a new version of the car. It might be perfect, gleaming, flawless, but it's no longer the same physical object that lived and aged over decades, carrying the specific marks of its past.
So the takeaway there is that chasing perfection can inadvertently erase the car's unique story.
Precisely. It becomes a testament to the restorer's skill, perhaps, more than the car's genuine journey through time. This loss of unique history, that specific narrative, is often what fuels the opposition to such extensive, better-than-new restorations.
Okay, that makes sense. So on the completely other side of the spectrum, we have preservation. This takes a totally different philosophical stance, honoring the passage of time, not erasing it.
Exactly. Preservation is about maintaining a vehicle in its original, untouched form as much as possible, keeping it as it is, warts and all, so to speak.
And the key concept here is patina, right? You hear that word a lot.
Patina is absolutely crucial here. It refers to the unique wear and tear a car acquires over decades.
So not just rust or damage.
No, it's more subtle. It's the gentle fading of the paint, maybe some slight checking or cracking. It's the creases in the original leather seats, the minor dings or chips in the paint from years of use, the subtle discoloration of chrome or bright work.
Things that show its age and use.
Precisely. And these aren't seen as flaws in the preservationist mindset. Quite the opposite. They are revered as character, as visual evidence of the car's journey through time.
So it's like the car's visual autobiography.
That's a perfect way to put it. It shows where it's been, how it's been used, maybe even who owned it, what it's endured. It's tangible history.
So the preservationists would argue that a full restoration, like the Conqueror's type, destroys that patina. It literally erases the car's life story.
That's the core argument, yes. Proponents of preservation strongly believe that a car is only original once.
Only original once.
And that a full restoration, from their perspective, destroys that unique history and character gained over its life. It makes it generic, in a way.
But wait, isn't there an argument that without some intervention, maybe significant restoration in some cases, a car might simply decay away entirely?
That's a very valid point.
And then its story is truly lost forever, right? Where's the balance there? Or is it a truly